Hi guys, welcome to the Savvy Money Show with me, your host Sean. If you enjoy any of today's entertainment, don't forget to hit that lovely like button. Helps with the YouTube algorithm and getting the video out to more people. If you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and bell notification. You'll be notified when a new video gets uploaded. If you're looking for a free trading platform in which to trade your stocks and shares, don't forget to check out the links in the description below. You get a free share worth up to £200 for signing up and depositing a small amount. Free trade only requires £1 deposit to qualify, £2 minimum to trade, and it has a lot of shares that trade in 212 do not. 212 requires £100 to qualify and is my favourite. However, Stake has more US shares than any other platform outside of America and requires $100. I've done a review on all three previously. I may do an updated one if you require. Free Trade and Trading 212 and Stake are constantly adding new stocks to their platform. I use all three. Now on with the show, and I want to thank you for giving up your precious time for watching. And it's a trap, a bull trap to be precise. And if you don't know what that is where shares have gone down for a few days, and then all of a sudden they show signs of a turnaround, and instead of actually turning around and recovering, it goes into a wedge pattern, and it actually traps the bulls who think it's a recovery and it's going to head up again, and they're going to get in the ground floor of the recovery, getting cheap, buying cheap, and it traps them at a high price before it drops again. You've got to remember, Mr. Powell is going to I didn't put anything up for Mr. Powell. What am I like? Well, Mr. Powell is going to have his Senate hearing before today or tomorrow, before a congressional committee, and he will, depending on how that goes, may affect and this is the one we prefer to see, depending on how it goes, may affect the share price. As well as that, I spoke before about it, you will have all the pension funds re-evaluating their stocks and shares, and they're only supposed to hold a certain percentage of value in their fund in stocks, and a certain percentage in value in bonds. They do this every 3 months. The end of June is when they re-evaluate. With stocks so high, they will be trimming their stocks and going into bonds. So there will be a sell-off in stocks. You may get people seeing this and panic selling. No, don't worry, these shares will be bought back, but in a short time, and it may cause a panic selling, and of course you have robo platforms as well. Anyway, enough about the market, because no one can tell you what the market's going to do. Anyone who says they can is lying. Now we'll speak about NEO, and I know I spoke about it a lot, but NEO is at 723. If it breaks through 735, it can go to 810 and possibly break out because it's in an up or down situation. However, if it fails at 7.35, it will be in a typical head and shoulders pattern. Sorry, I'm trying to get, and you will be it will go back down to under $7, about $6.80 or below. So it all depends on that 7.35. You want to keep an eye on it if it breaks through or not. Sorry about that. Beyond Meat. The thing about Beyond Meat is people, every reaction is an overreaction, and we play the overreaction. People, I think, are overreacting over McDonald's. See, I'm surprised no one's picked up the fact that a lot of UK stores are no longer stocking it because they're stocking their own brands. However, there is a lot of good news for it. Now, if you go back, you will see its support level is 123. And we see that because as high as it gets, it supports itself at 123. It does sometimes dip below, you know, it sometimes goes to $100, but its main support is at 123. And it's near that now. I think if it hits 123, watch it closely, see if it falls any further. But at 123 is when you've got to be watching it, like minute by minute basically. And you may want to pick some up, because McDonald's haven't said they're not going to use it anymore. They've just said the trial has come to an end. Chances are they're not going to use it, but the thing is, a lot of these companies are cagey, and especially with McDonald's, they have a habit of picking up waiting for the share price to drop, picking up shares in a company that they use as a supplier when they're at a low, and then do this. They did it with a milkshake company they use. They bought it out before using it as a supplier. They're not going to buy out Beyond Meat, but they may pick up shares in it before using it. So bear that in mind. Now we have cake. Yeah, don't dislike me for that or unsubscribe, please. The Cheesecake Factory. Now we've heard about it on Jeremy, and we've seen a rise because of Jeremy and his followers and a few other people. And no offense, looking at one of their cheesecakes makes me want to buy it. Now it's a typical wedge pattern, and if it goes down, I'll watch it. I think it will go down. I'll watch, yeah, if it and see if it hits a 23.50. No, sorry about that. If it hits 23.50, it can carry on climbing. If it doesn't and goes down, as I expect, you can scoop it up again. Target. Now it's climbed up recently. Now it's at 118. I think it can go to, if it carries on, I think it can go to 122.5. If it breaks through that, can go to 130. But bear in mind its nearest high. So it is a day trade. One, no. Another one. Boeing. Ticker symbol BA. Look at that. And that's because of the test flight today. And this is what I spoke about when I said it's dangerous to factor in a perfect scenario for future growth, because people who didn't know what, you had the analysts factoring in perfect scenario for future growth. You had other people taking their ratings as present ratings for present growth, and then factoring in themselves future growth. Now, because it's jumped on the back that the 737 test flight is today, if all goes well, it will jump a little bit, but it doesn't have much room to jump. Now remember, it was only at 300 when things were perfect before COVID-19, or Roni Rona for our friends across the pond. It was at 300, 350 when it was making money hand over fist and no end in sight. Now they're saying it's good news that there's no new orders. Good news that no more orders have been cancelled. Well, no offence if you've got no new orders and most of your orders have been cancelled anyway. How's that good news? But still, let's get to the case in hand. If it fails, gets delayed, or they tell them they have to reevaluate the 737 and have another test, this will drop like a stone. And then if you're someone after Boeing, there will be a buying opportunity. I'm going to steer clear. Too much bad news. I said before at the start, you've got Raytheon Technology and GD. They have climbed since then. You have gotten dividends since then, and I have gotten flack for saying it since then. CL, Colgate, Palmolive. If it holds 72, it can go to 74 and 75. But again, it's near its high, so it's a tricky one. Again, do not day trade if you do not know what you're doing. And the last one is Starbucks. Now, I would pick, if Starbucks hits 71 and then shows sign of a turnaround, I would consider picking up a few shares, and I mean a few, not many. I've noticed with Starbucks they've had like a kiosk, like a drive-through kiosk, but a walk-through kiosk. People are queuing up to go there, and it means you only have one member of staff to two member of staffs on hand. No one, they don't have to pay anyone to do the cleaning. It's a lot more efficient for them. They're still getting the same revenue coming for the moment until they open fully. They haven't opened all their stores either, and I think for the short term it's worth it. For the long term, I'm not holding them, because I think before COVID-19 they were losing money and they had issues anyway. And any company who had issues before COVID-19, unless it was a growth stock who has improved due to COVID-19, is one I'll steer clear of, unless they've come out with a reason to look at them. Anyway, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Don't forget to comment in the box below. Are you in any of these? Are you going in any of these? And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.